Twitter's next head of trust and safety has called working for Elon Musk the hardest experience of her career in a bombshell interview. Provided to NBC News Friday, the statement comes roughly 4 months removed from Ella Irwin's sudden resignation in June, making her the second person to hold that role to quit since Musk's takeover roughly a year ago. A month later, in November 2022, Irwin accepted the position, before leaving some 7 months later as Musk publicly criticized moderation actions taken at the company around the issue of misgendering. Amid Elon Musk's chaotic $44 billion acquisition, Yoel Roth, the former head of trust and safety, stepped down, paving the way for criticism over lax protections against content since Musk's buyout. One such amendment was the removal of certain language from policies prohibiting misgendering, spurring Irwin to write in June that it had become clear there was no longer alignment between her non-negotiable principles and the company. In her first interview since, she provided more insight into why she left, and slammed what she called a series of terrible decisions by the billionaire she says have made the company worse. "It absolutely was the hardest experience that I've gone through in my career," an alum of firms like Amazon and Google, the 48-year-old told the station. She added how during her roughly half-year stint, Musk, 52, excelled at questioning everything, boiling things down to first principles, removing constraints, but was more driven by emotion than business acumen. "There's more emotion behind his decisions than I would have maybe expected before I met him," explained Irwin, whose career with companies like J.P. Morgan and Bank of America spans decades. "I think that contributes to some of the impulsiveness," she added, before pivoting to her old boss's famously flippant behavior. "I think there were a lot of situations in which I would have handled things very differently." Alluding to the series of polls and seemingly slipshod decisions wrought by the CEO over the past 12 months, she said, "There were things that I wouldn't have tweeted in the middle of the night, and there were certainly things that could have been stated better." The industry vet proceeded to recall how Musk at first came into the company with startup energy, but instead fell into the trap of engaging in a mass layoff just a few weeks into his tenure. Referring to the cut that saw the firm lose half of its then 12,000-strong workforce as a cost-cutting measure, Irwin said, "I don't think I've ever seen anything like that." The statement comes roughly 4 months removed from Irwin's sudden resignation in June, months after her predecessor, Yoel Roth, also stepped down, paving the way for criticism over lax protections against content since Musk's buyout.